Josh Jacobs, Elton Jenkins, Josh Myers, Rasheed Walker, Evan Williams, and Colby Wooden, and Jair did not practice. And then Cooper also was limited.
How's Jair coming along here a couple days after we talked to you?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll give him through the week like we always do, and we'll see where he's at.
It's an obvious. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is Musgrave getting close at all?
Yeah, he's doing a good job. So we'll see where he's at when, in a couple weeks, probably.
Jerry's missed a crap ton of games over the last couple of years. How have you just seen him kind of fight through all that on a day-to-day basis? And, this is an obvious question, but how much better are you when he's on the field?
You're talking about an elite player at his position. So it definitely is tough when he's not out there. But that's the case for a lot of teams in this league, missing players, and you got to have the next guy step up, be ready to go, and you can never let that standard slip.
Speaking of next guys, what did you think of Carrington on Sunday? And I know he's had kind of an injury-plagued up and down start to the year. Does he seem to be getting back to himself?
Yeah, I think he did a nice job. I thought there were a couple instances where he was able to crack a place and make some tackles, and so we're excited about him, and I think he's got a huge upside.
You spoke Sunday about the receiver being a crowded room, and some guys weren't going to get balls thrown to them as much as because of all the competition. With Christian, how did he respond earlier this year when he wasn't getting the ball?
Well, it's just tough. For example, last week we had threw the ball 17 times or whatever it was. So I'm sure all those guys would like to get a bunch of touches, but I think Christian's been steady, man. He shows up with the same approach each and every day. He's a team-first guy, which we certainly all appreciate. And, when he gets his opportunities like he did on Sunday, he maximized them. So I was really proud of his effort, but I feel like he approaches the game the right way, the same mentality, and just shows up and works and gives his best effort every time he gets out there.
Matt, no matter who the ball has gone to, you guys have generated a ton of explosive plays on offense. How is this offense so good at getting those explosive?
Well, I think, we've got a lot of good players, number one, and it's the execution of that to be able to do that. But I just think it's their ability to go out there and execute the plays, to be honest with you. And I would like to. There's certain things we got to continue to work on situationally to give us more opportunities, in particular third down, to generate some more explosive plays. But the line, we've called a little bit more, I would say, aggressive plays down the field, and it takes the guys up front being able to hold on to do that. And then I think this year, we've done a good job in the run game, probably generated more explosives with our rushing attack than we have maybe in the past, and it's a credit to just some of the scheme and then our guys, again, being able to go out there and execute.
You've seen the Niners obviously a lot. What's the biggest challenge with that defense over the years?
They're just really sound. They're really physical. They got elite players on every level. I think like I showed the team today, Fred Warner's an animal. And I think it all starts with him and just his relentless attack of the football. It's very rare that you see somebody that can punch and tackle and take the ball away like at a rate he does. So then guys like Bosa and they've got a lot of great players. It's obviously a scheme that we like, and they play it very well.
You mentioned Bosa. There seems to be some doubt about his health for this week. You almost have to have, I won't say two different game plans, but is it vastly different how you would call a game if he's in there versus if he's not in there?
Yeah, there's some plays that you certainly would not want to do with him in the game. He's that type of player. He's a game wrecker, and he can definitely impact a game.
When you're putting together a plan for this week, are you just focused on what the 49ers have done the last 11 weeks? Or how much of this fact that you know the head coach for 20 years and how he
Not really. Not really. I think you just got to rely on what you see on tape and, you know, try to find holes in whatever, whether it's on offense, defense, or special teams, and try to attack the perceived weaknesses, which there's not many on this football team. They've got a lot of good players. I think their scheme, whether it doesn't matter what phase of the game, I think it's really sound, and I think there are a lot of great coaches over there and great players, so it's tough to go against.
How much more is available to your offense if Jordan can move around like he was on Sunday?
A lot. And I think he showed that. I was really, again, proud of how he played, man. I thought he showed a ton of toughness, standing in there when he needed to and taking shots like he did on Christian's play, or when called upon to move out of the pocket. He did a great job in that regard, too. So I think, I mean, it's hard to defend a lot of plays, but specifically the second part of that play in the passing game, there's no defense for a scramble drill. So, you know, you just got to rely on just being relentless to the ball and plastering on the back end, but it makes it very difficult on defense.
You got a lot of questions last week about the Bears rivalry. How do you view the matchup with the 49ers? Like a lot of the coaches that were there at the beginning for you are at other places, but Kyle's still there. We know what they've done against you guys in the playoffs. How do you view that competition?
Yeah, I feel like we're going against one of the premier teams in the National Football League, and I know their record's certainly not where they want to be right now, but I think that if you would, I think they get the respect of everybody in this league in terms of what they've been able to do and what they're capable of doing. I think they're as good as any team in the league.
Can Salo offer you anything on personnel, scouting reports, anything like that, information that might help you?
He's been helpful.
Is he going to be with you on, or has he been, and I just haven't seen him on game days, or is he just...
He is not, no. He's here through Friday and goes and spends some time with his family.
Is he still just doing offense, or he's...
Yes. He's doing a great job, too. He always gives us a nugget. I mean, there's plays that come up within discussion that we've been running in games that have been pretty successful. So he's been a great asset.
Is there an example you can give that you've already used that you don't plan on using again, or?
Well, there was a play that we ran last week where we had it in our system. The one we hit Christian Watson on the left sideline where he went and stalked, like he was stalking the linebacker and then slipped down the sideline. That was one play that he wanted the general idea of that, and so we implemented it. Pretty successful.
What are your thoughts on Purdy, who's, I know they said formally day-to-day, but what have you seen in his development?
Yeah, I would fully expect him to play, but I think he's a damn good quarterback. I think that, I mean, you don't put up the kind of numbers that they're able to put up offensively without a quarterback that can go out there and do it. And I think the one thing that makes him so special, just studying him over the last couple of years, is just I think he's got a great feel in the pocket of when to escape or when to hang in there. Because if the rush is a non-factor, he's going to hang in the pocket until he can't. And yeah, I think he does a great job of buying time, and he's deceptive in terms of his ability to get out of the pocket and beat you with his legs as well. So I've been really impressed with him, his ability to throw on time, and he looks like a really decisive quarterback, and he's got some really good weapons to throw to as well.
Bosa or no Bosa, what do you think of how Sheed's been the last few weeks? He seems to have gotten the penalties under control. He seems to be playing pretty well.
Yeah, I think he's been doing a better job for sure, and I think it all starts with his approach. I've noticed just how intentional he is in his preparation. We always talk about, walk through to Indy to team, and then team ultimately to game day. And so I think he's done a really good job with that, and it's got to continue, because I always tell him, I don't want to pat you on the butt and you poop in my hand, so.
Two more please. Is that your own, or did you get that from?
That's an old line that, with some other words, but that was the PG version right there.
Matt, I know Carl Brooks got the Special Teams Player of the Week honor, but just by and large, what have you thought of just his impact with what he's made with you?
Yeah, Carl's done a great job. I thought he did a lot of great things last year, and I think he's building upon that this year. And I think he's got a high ceiling, so we're going to keep pushing him. And I know he loves the game of football, and he approaches it the right way, and he'll push himself as well.
With Marshawn, is the plan to keep him on the 53? For him?
Yeah, he'll go down on NFI.
You brought Magoo back?
We did.
Yeah, is he your?
He's got a new haircut, too. He's got a new haircut, too.
Is he your Taysom Hill? Why do you like him and what do you want from him?
Yeah, I think, he was unfortunate if you look at what he was able to do a year ago. He spent a lot of the time on our practice squad running routes and doing stuff out on the practice field, and that's what kind of gave us the idea to give him an opportunity at receiver. And unfortunately, he just kept getting hurt, all really in OTAs and in training camp. So it's great to have him back here. He's a great teammate, and I think the guys really enjoy his presence. He seems healthy, and he's ready to roll. So we'll just get him back to work and see where he's at.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.